Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or are you just happy to see me?
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Like I said on my tweet, it's just going to be pretty much me tonight. I can send the link out to someone should anybody want to join in and give their opinions about the topics I want to talk about. But I figured since Steph would normally been on My Nerdy Homes channel this evening, but because I can't do it next week and because she was so tired from her trip this time, I said, well, why don't I do it again on my channel and then you could take over next week on your channel because I won't be able to do it. So it'll work out. And then basically we will be back to normal hopefully the following week. So again, I can send the link out should anybody want anybody else's opinion on some of these topics, but for the most part, it'll just be me tonight going through these articles and whatnot. So before I go into them, or at least describe them, I'm going to say hello to the chat, starting with Grumpy Old Ninja. I might finally get to catch the stream live. Hopefully you're back in the chat, but thank you so much for stopping by. I think I see you in Sunny and Brave Megatron's chat on Sundays whenever he's doing his drawing stream. So appreciate you stopping by. Legends, you gals know how to get down and nerdy. Thank you so much, Legends of the Brave Bard. Joshy, good afternoon. Well, it was afternoon, I guess, when he said this, but good evening to you. Ms. Martin Muses. Hello to you as well. I might be able to do it tomorrow, the D&D session. If Alora can't do it, then maybe we can maybe start it a bit earlier, since we gain an hour essentially with fallback. So there's that. Give me your watch. It says, sup, good to see you. Trey says, hey Mara, I'm ready for the cringe. Well, hopefully you enjoy it. Awake to see the notification, but I know I'm going to be passing out a few minutes, so a quick hi as I wait for the inevitable. No worries to Monica Kumi. You can always catch the replay, but thank you so much for stopping by. Jacob, good evening, Mara and Stephanie. Nice artwork of Ms. Frost. Thank CJ for that. He's the one who makes our thumbnails. So, but thank you for stopping by. And like I said, Steph is very tired from a trip, so I'm just taking over pretty much. Sunny Brave Megatron, thank God, made it just in time. Stopped at the art store for supplies. December and January is going to be nothing but Batman villains on my channel. And since you asked me last night on my stream, I gave the he should draw Poison Ivy as one of them. So there is that. Tim S says, hail, lovely Mara and beautiful Steph. Thank you so much. I'm sure she'll appreciate it when she catches the replay. TD, what up, chat? What's up, Mara? Maybe mystery guest? Well, there might be a mystery guest. I might send the link out. It's one of those. It was kind of like a last minute thing, so I wasn't really able to send the link out to others who might have opinions on certain topics. But we'll see. So let me make sure. Joshy, Trey, TD, Stieg. Howdy, hey Mara. Hope you're well today. I'm doing pretty well. It was kind of a long day. I had to get up early, this and that for a Saturday. But like I said, thank God we get fall back. Even though I'm against daylight savings time now, I kind of need that extra hour. Phil, hey Mara, looking great as always. Thank you so much. Yeah, pretty much he is. So, but you didn't hear that from me. Howdy, Mara. While I don't concede, I'll be willing to share the crown. Hey, in my defense, not defense, but proof. Lethal, this is on him, said that women driving is retarded. I was a woman, I was driving, therefore I was a retard in the car. I won fair and square based on Lethal's own reasoning. So, if you want to blame anyone, blame him. But thank you so much for stopping by, Alex. Darian Murphy, hey Mara, did you... No, I haven't seen Dune yet. My goal is to see it next weekend. It should still be in theaters, but that's my goal. I have not had any chance whatsoever to see it this week, so I'm going to try. Hella cringe awaits. Yes, a lot of cringe awaits. Thank you so much, Cuball. Lord Nemesis, the Armorer. Hail, good to see you, Lord Nemesis. Maza, aka Corky to me, says, hey, good to see you, Maza. And sucks about Vanguard Zombies, but I'm still going to try to play that a little bit offline to level up weapons, so we'll see. Peter, Tehran, how doodly do? Hey, it's been a long time, Peter, so hopefully you enjoy the show. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see, Phil. The Oz! Good day, fuckers! Yes, and the Oz was the one who made me an honorary Aussie, so I kind of have that little representation going for me as well. But thank you so much for the Oz. Good to see you. I'll be inking Man Bat's Belfry while watching. See, Man Bats. Look, of the Batman villains, I do love the, I guess, for one of a better way of putting it, A-list ones, essentially. I love the Joker, I love Catwoman, I love Two-Face, I love Riddler, I love Penguin, and so forth. But I've really always gravitated to kind of like the not lesser known, but less popular than the top tier rogues gallery villains that even normies know. So I loved Man Bat, I loved Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, like things like that, Clayface, like the ones that are part of the rogues gallery. But if you were to talk to a normie and say, "Hey, what do you think about Man Bat?" They'd be like, look at you like you had grew two heads from your shoulders, pretty much. Those are the villains that I love. So the fact that you're doing Man Bat first, I love. Now, of course, you would agree with Lethal on that one. But I said, that is what he said, and I went with that logic. So there is that. By the way, I saw the Aussie stream taken down by YouTube because of... Really? God. Fuck Warner Brothers. You still blame Lyndon? Well, I don't look, I got the simp votes from the furry and the criminal. So you can kind of have an argument there. But in terms of that reasoning, I did not deviate. So I won fair and square. At least today. I told Skirmitar earlier, I am going to try to do another one where I'm actually saying something genuinely retarded. So that's what I'm going to try to do next week. So you will have a chance to reclaim the crown, Alex, next Saturday. So look for that. Yeah, and unfortunately, they're always unlisted afterwards. So there's that. But then you always have the claims, and now, like you're saying, it's taken down from YouTube because of Warner Brothers. So there it is. Michael Quay says, "Hola, heathen. It's good to see you, Michael." Metalong says, "Hey, Mara, I'm just stopping by to say hi and give a like. I hope you have a great night." Thank you so much, Metalong. Hope you have a great night too, and I will try to catch you as much as possible on Twitch. Let's see. I'm competing against Baywatch, so there we go. There we go. Mr. Freeze was always your favorite, and Steve Freeze was the first Batman the Animated Series episode I saw. Okay, I love Mr. Freeze. Like I said, there are villains. I'm not saying I don't like the known villains. Like, Mr. Freeze, I would include as one of them, along with Poison Ivy. Like, you were to talk to normies, you say, "What do you think of the Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, like so forth?" Those ones they would know. But I always gravitated towards the kind of like the, I don't want to say B list because they were still awesome, but you know what I'm talking about, basically. Full Aussie got taken out with the 10 minutes of ending. Okay. Alright. Let's see. The bathtub emote. There's just here to give Mara my love. Thank you so much, Legends of the Bard. Have a great stream. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the replay if you're able to catch it. Okay, I said hello to everyone. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I know it is that time of year where it is, people's schedules are busy. So I very much appreciate everyone for swinging by, especially hanging out with me since I'm by myself, going through this cringe. So thank you so much for that. Lethal suggested the ventriloquist, and Steph wanted the Riddler. Oh, she loves the Riddler, and got some new suggestions from other friends today. Clayface, I love Talia. Yeah, Condiment King and Clock King. Yeah, and I also I think I said the Calendar Man as well, and so forth. So there is that. What did Lethal do to get the full Aussie taken down? It's Lethal. Pretty fucking much. But it was a claim from Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is always asshole. So it doesn't fucking matter what you show from Warner Brothers. If it's their fucking property, they claim it. Even if it's in the public domain, and you are viewing it through YouTube and so forth. So it's so fucking retarded. Hey, Kaylee, smash that like button, everyone. Thank you so much, Kaylee. I think it was the clips in the intro. Oh, was it Dune? Must have been fucking Dune. Yeah, it must have been Dune. Yeah. Still, fuck them. Warner Bros. Like, fuck them. I'm sorry. Dune's been out long enough that if people wanted to go see it, they could go see it. And the scene that Skirmitar used doesn't fucking show anything. Seriously, it's not like a big fucking spoiler. Fuck Warner Brothers. Seriously. They have their heads so far up their asses, like they could take. They need to take suppositories as a way to get their pills. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, and they're saying what's made Suicide Squad a flop. Yeah, alright, so let's go into the cringe, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, so I'm gonna go left to right. And to start with the left one, which is Xbox parent company Microsoft takes woke speech to a new level at Microsoft Ignite 2021. I'm going to show this little clip that's been making the rounds on Twitter just to give you an idea of what these dumbasses are doing. So here it is. Let me just share my screen, share my Twitter. All right. Pause you. Go to back. All right. Make that full screen. All right, get a load of this, folks.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her. I'm a product marketing lead here at Microsoft and co-host of the podcast Security Unlocked with this guy.
Yes, that would be me. Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft. We are so excited to be with...
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long...
So yeah, that is a fucking embarrassing to watch. Mr. and Mrs. Pronoun. Yes, so let's just jump right into it. Let's just jump right into this article. On Bounding into Comics. Xbox parent company Microsoft takes woke speech to a new level at Microsoft Ignite 2021. Yes. Trey's like, what? Yes. First off, most people don't care about your fucking pronouns. Secondly, they don't care about what you look like. If they're tuning into a program like this, anything like this, they just want the information. Tell me what the fuck you're going to give me so I know if I'm going to buy it or not. That's what people want. They don't care who's giving the information. They don't care how they look. Yes, exactly. So here it is. Just when you think critical social justice practices could not get any more inane and exhaustive, Xbox parent company Microsoft somehow managed to take things to new heights during the recent Microsoft Ignite conference. Held annually since its founding as TechEd in 1993 and through its rebranding to Microsoft Ignite, the conference serves as a general expo for the company's services, insight, and upcoming products. Basically, what people tune in to find out. These upcoming products, like, what are you going to give me? What am I going to maybe want to spend my hard-earned money on? That's what people care about. They don't give a flying fuck who's presenting it. That's what they care about. $5 super chat from Abu Nas. Love you, my VP. Yes, VP to the president. Don't go supernova on these dumbasses. We need to try and somehow enjoy our weekend. Keep up the fantastic work you're doing. Thank you so much, Abu Nas. Yes, I'm going to try not to go supernova, but I can't help it. When there is a bomb in the military called the Moab, mother of all bombs. So if it needs a Moab, I'm going to drop it. I'm just going to say that right there. Forza Horizon 5 is fully woke with pronouns. Oh dear. Forza is a racing game, right? Like, why the fuck would it need pronouns? The 5-day-long event also features a number of specifically tailored presentations ranging in topic from cybersecurity to the company's work in AI, all of which are hosted by at least one Microsoft employee. It was during these sessions that Microsoft took the woke game to the next level, as some of these sessions opened with not only a declaration of the respective host pronouns, but also new methods of performative progressivism. For example, Senior Developer Tools Division Program Manager Allison Waynes, I fucking care, introduced one such session with an acknowledgement of how the Quote, land where the Microsoft campus is situated was traditionally occupied by the Samamish, the Duwamish, the Snoqualmie, the Muckleshoot, the Snohomish, the Tulalip, and the other Coast Salish peoples since time immemorial. A people that are still here, she had to continue to honor and bring to light their ancient heritage. As much respect as I would give the, ancestors and so forth, those, the original not settlers, but inhabitants, what does that have to do with Microsoft? What does that have to do with the product you're promoting? Like, why? Okay, yes, you want, okay, honoring these people is one thing, but it's not should not be brought up during an event like this. Hey, Drew Deck Games, good to see you. It means nothing. Okay, fine, but what are you trying to sell me? I don't give a presentation. Like, I would never give a briefing, like, whenever I was in the military or anything like that, and say, like, before I tell you, about things that could potentially kill you while you're flying over this territory, let me first acknowledge the people who used to live in this territory. The pilots aren't going to care. They're not going to fucking care, and then most people watching this aren't either. So sorry to sound callous, but it's sad. It's the truth. Audiences may also note that in the above clip, Wines also declares that she is an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top, followed by her co-host AI Platform Group Program Manager Seth Juarez doing the same. Should we play the clip? I mean, I don't know if it's this clip or what. An above clip. Should we play the clip, people? Do you want to see this? You want to see this? You want to see how she describes herself and and her the beta male host with her? Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Yes, it's worse than the first one. God. Good God. All right. Good fucking God. Okay, guys, stop sharing this real fast. I got to go to Twitter. All right.
Hello and welcome to Microsoft Ignite. We've got a big day ahead and lots in store for you. First, we want to acknowledge that the land where the Microsoft campus is situated was traditionally occupied by the Sammamish, the Duwamish, the Snoqualmie, the Suquamish, the Muckleshoot, the Snohomish, the Tulalip, and other Coast Salish peoples since time immemorial. A people that are still here, continuing to honor and bring to light their ancient heritage. My name is Allison Wines. I'm a senior program manager in our developer tools division. I'm an Asian and white female with dark brown hair wearing a red sleeveless top.
And I'm Seth Juarez, program manager in the AI Platform Group. I'm a tall Hispanic male wearing a blue shirt, khaki pants. Today we kick off 2 days of learning more about the latest solutions, exploring how these key innovations can empower you to do great things, and connecting with peers from around the world.
I have no words. Wow is right, Abu Nas. Wow. I don't think so, but they make up genders at this point, so fuck it. You might as well be making up those names. I don't fucking so inspiring. So stunning, so brave. So fucking stupid. I hate I hate humanity right now. My video is so fucking cringe. Alright, moving on. Yeah, Clown World, moving on. Similarly declared by Senior Product Marketing Manager Nick Fillingham and Product Marketing Lead Natalia Godlia. That's the one that I played earlier in the introduction to their session on security, as well as by the various guests who appeared to speak with the duo. It seems that this new descriptive form of introduction was implemented on behalf of the visually impaired. The visually impaired don't give a fuck. Just because they're visually impaired doesn't mean they automatically care about what you look like or what your pronouns are. I mean, if you're an effeminate sounding man, then maybe just say, hey, I'm a man. Or if you're like a butch sounding woman and you want to say that you're a woman so they don't think you're a man, whatever. But again, anybody tuning into this, they just want you to tell them what it is you are fucking promoting. Thank you so much for the 99-cent super sticker, Ms. Martin Muses. Sorry. Without the stream open up on another tab, I can safely assume it is a rose. Thank you so much, Teresa. Jacob says, you can't tell what gender I am by looking at me. Well, that's your problem, man. Pretty much. Pretty fucking much. Now, there are some weirdos where I can see where the term non-binary may apply. Because I'm looking at them going, yeah, you're non-binary. Because I can't fucking tell what you are. But for the most part, evolution has allowed us to be able to fucking tell if it's a man or a woman. Simple fact. Just give us the information. So for the one person in the audience who may need gay little descriptors, yes. For the minority, for most likely the minority, they're doing this. Not to take anything away, not to say that we shouldn't exactly be a little cognizant about that, but at the same time, it's again they don't care. They don't care what you look like. They care about what the program is about. Microsoft's communications lead Frank X. Shaw explained some context. Inclusion matters to us. Our events have American Sign Language, that's what ASL stands for, captions, audio descriptions, and starting last year, visual descriptions. These enable us to be inclusive of everyone, including those who are blind or have low vision. Speakers chose if they want to do this. How much you want to bet that at least some of the speakers were, when they say chose, it was chose, like voluntold to do this. Not a lot, but probably some. But at the same time, if someone, now granted, someone could lose his or her eyesight later on in life and would know what the certain colors are, but if someone was, shall we say, born and from a young age has had vision issues and things like that, they're not going to know what the color red is. They're not going to know what blonde hair looks like. And that guy who described himself as having a beard didn't even bother to describe the beard. So someone who's visually impaired is going to be like, is it brown, black, red? You're just describing yourself with glasses and a beard. That's like one of any other number of soy boys out there. So what are they going to do? Eternals was eternally boring. That's what I'm hearing, pretty much. Biggles is here. Tits out for Harambe. Hello, Biggles. Which is more retarded, people on Twitter or people on Twitter? Yeah, who's the bigger fool, pretty much? How many blind people actually watch the event? That's the thing, also. That's the thing. How many are actually out there for them to feel that they have to do this? And by saying feel that they have to do this, it's more in line with so they don't get canceled. Because if they don't do it, and then you have the Twitter mob coming after them and accusing them of ableism, which is a stupid made-up term, they're doing this to cover their own asses, but at the same time, they're getting their asses handed to them by people who are going, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Can't stay long. Gotta get sleep, get up early tomorrow, throw wood on the fire. No worries, Orange Chat, no worries. My mom has been basically blind her whole life. She can only see shadows, but identifies things and people by their shadows. She calls them by their name. Yeah, so. So here it is. While at face value, such improvements seem like nothing more than altruistically driven attempts at making any given piece of media more accessible, one wonders why the physical descriptions of the hosts and their surroundings in such detail at that are in any way relevant to their work. Hence, why the fuck are you bothering to give your pronouns to people who can't see? Like, big question. Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, especially to those who are visually impaired. Ostensibly, it seems like this picture-painting way of introducing oneself may be more of a virtue signal meant to garner Microsoft some level of woke insurance by preventing themselves as performatively considerate of various groups than anything else. Basically, again, to cover their own asses. That's what they're doing. They're covering their own asses. What do you make of Microsoft's scripted introductions? I need to get a clip of from Tropic Thunder, like they never go full retard. Never go full retard. That's what I need to do. That's what this comes across as. They want to make sure the blind people don't offend them, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes it's awesome to just stream alone. Yeah. It's like just like hanging out with people in the chat, giving basically my opinion about this cringe and so forth. And like, thank you all, like I said again, for like tuning in and hanging out. It's very much appreciated. What time of day is a good time to do a Twitch stream for you to be able to watch? Generally, early afternoon or so, or early afternoon would probably be the best time, because when it gets to early to late afternoon time frame, because once it gets to early evening, my time was taken up, and then of course I trying to do my own Twitch streams pretty much. So that's about it. And it gives myself like the mornings to take care of stuff that needs to be done, either errands or so forth. And the only day that I can say that like doesn't really work at all is Wednesdays, and that's only because I have to get a lot of shit done before my class. So, and $1.99 super chat from Joshy, just showing some support to you. Thank you so much, Joshy. Did not have to do that, but very much appreciated. So there it is, folks. There is the Bounding in the Comics article. So I'm really not surprised, because it's Microsoft. Microsoft is owned by Bill Gates, and he's as left as they come. But at the same time, it's like, dear Christ, that's even like much, like even for like what I've known from Bill Gates, pretty much. So, but there's that. So let me stop this screen so I can close this tab. And since Orange Hat Reviews, and he might not be able to stay for this, saw the Maternals, I have a CBR article about the movie. Did you know why they chose the actors and actresses they did for the Eternals? Well, here it is. Eternals producers wanted the cast to look like, quote, a cross-section of humanity. These people are basically gods. They're not supposed to represent humanity. So Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige explains why he and the other Eternals producers wanted the MCU movies cast to look like a cross-section of humanity. The Eternals was whack as fuck. Yeah, Orange Review said he fell asleep three times during that movie. The Eternals, it's literally in their fucking name. They're gods. Gods and goddesses. Yeah, they're alien. They're aliens. Like, they're not supposed to be reflective of humanity. They're not supposed to be reflective of humanity whatsoever. Yeah. You could definitely see, yeah, they pissed on Jack Kirby's legacy. So there is that. So let's go into this article. Let's go into of course it's CBR. Of course it's CBR. And CBR to me stands for Certifiably Beyond Retarded. And here's an example of that. So here, without further ado, let's dive into this. Marvel Studios, okay, I read that. Eternals, the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, centers on the titular superheroes, a group of immortal aliens who've resided on Earth and often among humans for thousands of years. As such, its producers felt it imperative that the film's characters reflect humanity's diversity when it comes to not only their race, but also gender, sexual orientation, and much more. Yeah, because that's what people want to go see. A movie about literally ancient aliens. Yeah, it's supposed to be reflective of us. Trey's like right to the point. Fuck CBR, pretty much. I would rather watch Dragon Ball Z than Eternals. Pretty much. The humanity they want to pander to, yes. And you know that Kumail, the one who says like, looks like we're upsetting the right people, that dude right there where my arrow is, his character, the character that he's portraying was Asian in the comics. That diversity was already fucking there. Disabled God doesn't make sense. Yeah, the race and gender swapped Makari right here, who's also deaf. So they made her the alien deaf, so they don't get hit with ableism claims. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But moving on, the only one I think that like the only two like Sprite, that's a boy. Salma Hayek's character, I believe she was race and gender swapped because I think that was a white male. He wasn't changed. She wasn't changed. I can't remember him, but Phastos and Gilgamesh, I think they're close to what they were in the comics, at least in terms of looks. But others, yeah, they fucking changed it for no reason whatsoever. Marvel Studios President and Chief Creative Officer Kevin Feige addressed this matter during an Eternals press conference attended by CBR. As producer and blah blah blah, Nate Moore was advocating for this project. We realized you can't do the history of humanity without the heroes looking like a cross-section of humanity, and that's really what the goal was, said Feige. They are fucking aliens. Yep. Comes up better at my money. They're aliens. It's the only times like not aliens, but like gods and gods, like these people would be looked at as gods and goddesses, like like the Ancient Aliens program like talks about when they talk about aliens, would be looked at as such. They're not supposed to be reflective of humanity. The only time that ever really happens is how humanity describes the god, how they describe the god in writings passed down from generation to generation and so forth. It's not the gods coming down and going, all right, there's this many white people, there's this many black people, there's this many Asian people, there's many straights and gays, many deaf, this many visions. So let's get a cross section of people going, like you over there, you deaf, yeah, you get over here. Oh, you're white, like you look like a white cis, and now we don't need you. They don't fucking do that. This again, like, okay. As much as this pains me to say, because I love DC, even though I'm going to rant about DC and then like the last article we cover, I enjoyed Marvel. I'm a DC girl, but I enjoyed elements of Marvel and other franchises like Star Wars and things like that. And what's happening with Lord of the Rings. It pains me to say this, but we're getting to a point now where this shit needs to just burn to the ground and die so it can be resurrected and taken over by people who actually give a shit about honoring legacies, respecting the source material, not pandering and so forth. You don't exactly have to do a verbatim from page to screen or anything like that, because some things don't translate well from page to screen. I get that. I get that you can take at least some liberties. Like with the Lord of the Rings movies, like that just brought up, there were liberties taken with the plot. Some characters were removed, some characters were added in scenes, but it still felt like Lord of the Rings because it still treated the books with respect when it was adapting them to the screen. That's what we care about. We know that some liberties kind of need to be taken because some things just don't translate. But at the same time, when you do this shit, that's how you lose money. You don't lose money by giving comic book fans what they want, or at least to a high degree of what they want, necessarily. That's how you make money, is when you actually stand up to the woke crowd and say, fuck you, we are going to honor what came before. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And you would actually gain the respect of those who want you to do this and will open their wallets and say, yes, I would like to spend my hard-earned money on this product. But when you do shit like this, when you pander to the woke crowd, when you gender and race swap characters that don't need, not ever be race or gender swapped, period, and shit on those who supported you for years and then wonder why you're losing money, I hope you get hit by a short bus. I really fucking do. That would be poetic justice. Look at Sonic. They listened to the fans and it worked out. Yes. DC, Marvel, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who. As much as it pains me to say this, the Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings series needs to fucking burn. Just burn to the ground, die, and let someone who actually cares, because there are people out there that do, take over. Because Lord fucking knows it's not going to happen under these current regimes in the entertainment industry. It's not going to happen. This is apparent in the group of actors playing Eternals in the film, among them Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan, Salma Hayek, Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, and Lauren Ridloff. And the way that the Eternals co-writer and director Chloe Zhao directed all of us, obviously the diversity of the cast in this team is something we talk about a lot. I bet you fucking do, Kumail. But the way she approached it was so interesting. It wasn't as if to make a point, it's as if to say this is how things should always have been. That is the fucking point. That is the fucking point. If you're saying this is as if to say this is how things should always have been, that's the fucking point. It's looking at Jack Kirby's work and saying, like, we are going to take what you did, we're going to burn it, piss on it, and then burn it again. That's what they're doing. By saying this is how they should have been. They're saying to Jack Kirby, you did it wrong, we're going to correct your mistakes. Even though Jack Kirby did nothing fucking wrong. If you enjoy, I never really got into the Eternals. I did an article about it not too long ago for a website. But I'm sure there are fans out there. So Jack Kirby was doing something right. But they're coming out and saying, no, we know how to do it better, so we are going to change everything that you did. That's what he's saying here. Nanjiani's comments echo a statement Jolie made at the Eternals red carpet premiere, in which she questioned why it took so long for such a diverse MCU movie to happen. What I hope is that when people watch this film, they're not seeing it and saying, oh, this is a film about diversity. This is a film that shows this person can be a superhero. They'll just say, no one fucking thought anything like that. Of course, people. There's no prerequisites necessarily to being a superhero. There's none. There are no checkboxes to check off or anything like that. You know, what ethnicity you are, what sexuality are you, what gender are you. There's no boxes like that. Everything comics has established from its iteration, its origin to now, has demonstrated any fucking person can be a superhero. Look at Spider-Man. Peter Parker. I love Peter Parker. I love Spider-Man. He is one of my favorite Marvel characters. He's a fucking nerd. Yet he gets all the ladies, and he showed, hey, nerds can be superheroes. No one fucking thought that there was any prerequisites to it. Should have been a Thanos origin film and could have explored the deviant gene in him. Could have, would have, should have, but no. We get this. And people, and with all the questions, like wondering where these fuckers were during everything that was transpiring on Earth. Well, of course that person is a superhero, and of course that person also is. Of course, said Jolie, and more shame on us for ever questioning that they shouldn't be, because of course no one ever fucking questioned it. No one. Yeah. Jolie, why did it take so long? 10 minutes later, Jolie's agent, you are white, you won't get any roles in the future. Jolie, fuck. Yeah, pretty much. Because the only diversity these people see is a physical appearance. Yeah. That's the only diversity they see. I don't mind Miles. If it's a natural introduction, fine. I enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse. It was one of the movies I loved recently. But at the same time, it's like I'm really not surprised. Really not surprised. And I'm worried by doing that they'll kind of shit on Peter Parker. I have this feeling. Jade, chapter 172 of Solo leveling is out. The Shadow Monarch versus the Dragon King is about to start. That will make you hopefully it does. But thank you so much, Razel. So moving on. The film itself has proven to be the most divisive MCU movie to date review-wise, with its critics score sitting at a rotten... Okay, it fell below 50% on Rotten Tomatoes after the first 241 reviews. Its impressive visuals and stunning cast do good work with the material, wrote CBR's Brandon Zachary in his own review. However, the sheer scope of the project and some narrative choices make the film feel unbalanced, and yes, it's playing in theaters, so there it is. That's why these people were cast, ladies and gentlemen. That's why these people were cast. They wanted aliens to look like a cross-section of humanity. Yes, aliens. Immortal aliens. I mean, yeah, to be fair, they already, but at the same time, it's like further shit on Peter Parker because he's a straight white male. So they're gonna do something to bolster Miles Morales. Hey, Namans. Eternals pulled in $30 million on Friday. Whew. But Black Widow earned more, and Shang-Chi only earned $1 million more on its open Friday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what it gets opening weekend, and I doubt very seriously at the rate it's going that it's going to have any legs, but the real test would be the second weekend. Like how many people go back for another showing. That's it. Pretty much. So there is that. So take it in, folks. That is where Marvel is going. That's where Marvel is going right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dear Christ Almighty, we are fucked as a species. All right. So going, I guess, again, from left to right to make it simple. Image Comics, if anybody's been following it a little bit in the news, had some of its staffers forming a union. Now, let's go into this, shall we? Because this is a comicbook.com article. It has an update, but I'm not going to go into the update just yet. Until I'm going to go through briefly into what this entails with the union situation that's going on. So, okay. So here's the title: Image Comics staffers form union, but the company refuses to voluntarily recognize it in the new statement. So here's what's been going on. The staff of Image Comics has announced that they have formed a union named Comic Book Workers United. The announcement came on Twitter earlier today. It's just like a little while back, with a summary statement and a link to their new website, which I have open, and I will open it once I go through this, which contains a list of goals for the union. This marks the first time a major modern comics publisher has had its employees unionized. The new union's goals include, here it is. Salary and workload transparency. Fine, whatever. Continued remote work options for employees. A little bit of overblown panic, but whatever. An actionable plan to address a lack of diversity. There it fucking is. And the addition of a collective voting option to immediately cancel publication of any title whose creator or creators have been found to have engaged in abuse, sexual assault, or bigotry. There it is. We're going to be getting into that, Jacob. While Spawn is about to be ruined in film. Yeah. Image Comics is doomed and it is glorious. Could be worse. Big Bird could be trying to indoctrinate your kids. Oh, wait. Yeah, pretty much. The Eternals is supposed to be warriors and we get a deaf girl and a child. Yeah. To be fair, Sprite was childlike in the comics, kind of like young looking. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, that's what we get with the Eternals. Pretty much. Okay, so whew. Alright. So that's what's going on. Now that a human has formed, Images Management can either choose to voluntarily recognize the union and enter into collective bargaining, or they can require that a majority of employees sign union support cards. Sorry, so there it is. So here it is. Update as of 11/5. Image Comics has released a second statement about their employees forming a union, revealing they've chosen to not voluntarily recognize it and that a formal vote on its formation will take place. Had Image elected to voluntarily recognize the union, then they likely would have gone into a mediation to work out the specifics. Since they've elected to force a vote on the matter, it will require a majority of their employees to cast a ballot in favor of the union's formation. Should that occur, Image will be legally required to recognize the union. Their most recent statement reads, okay? Earlier this week, the Communications Workers of America filed a representation petition with the National Labor Relations Board asking to hold a secret ballot election so that eligible members of the Image Comics office staff can determine if they want the CWA to represent them in their employment with Image. The NLRB is currently reviewing that petition to determine when the election will be held, where it will take place, and who can vote. Everyone in Image is committed to working through the process, and we are confident that the resolution to these efforts will have a positive long-term benefits. So, have always been sheep in wolves' clothing. They acted like rock stars and saviors of the industry and have done more to destroy it than the ground up than nearly anyone else. Yeah, so basically this kind of poetic justice. So, we're like, this is like one of those where it's like very, very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. So, like I said, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'll share the link to the Comic Book Workers United. All right, so here it is. So here is the update. So basically, this is them writing, as of 5 p.m. today, Image Comics has failed to formally acknowledge our request for voluntary recognition. We are interpreting that lack of formal response, coupled with a Twitter post that company made indicating their intention to force us into a totally unnecessary election, as a denial of our request. This is disappointing given that 10 of the 12 eligible staff members have already voted to form and publicly support our union, but we are strong in our principles and the pending election changes nothing. So they're signed. All right. This is their little... We are the workers of Image Comics have formed a union. So, all right. I want to see where they say where they like what their demands are. But we know basically this is asking them. All right, we are okay. We are honored to grow their legacy by taking the steps to give all comic book industry professionals, regardless of title, the same rights, guarantees, security, and protections which the founders sought when they broke away from the big two to start their own company. In fact, several months into our organizing efforts, Jim Valentino made a comment on social media celebrating union accomplishments. All right. So let me see. I thought that they said that it went into... All right, but we like basically from the comicbook.com article, the big thing that stood out was the fact that they wanted, part of me like wants this union to form and just give them like Image Comics to come up in. But basically, like again, but it also gives them carte blanche to cancel any publication deeming, like, and, like, basically, if it falls into, like, this category of, like, if they're charged with, like, what does it say, abuse, sexual assault, okay, whatever, but then it says bigotry. Now, bigotry is, like, one of those words now that's been thrown around so much, it's been watered down so much that, like, it would be their interpretation of bigotry, essentially. So it's one of the situations where I want both sides to just lose. Pretty much. Bonjour, French ABC. Bonjour, put dirt in ABC's eye. Good to see you, French ABC. And Ms. Marmuse says they had it coming. Kind of like, that's like the song from Chicago, but that song is He Had It Coming. So he had it coming. They had it coming. Pretty much. They do. Let it burn. Like I said, let every fucking thing burn. I'm gonna have to come up with different topics because I'm, like, coming up on an hour and I'm come on the last topic. So we might have to come up with some more. And I know there's gonna be more cringe. But let's see. Chicago, yeah. I do enjoy Chicago. For the most part, I do like the song He Had It Coming. I do enjoy that song. Mr. Cellophane is a fucking depressing song. When John C. Reilly sings it, it makes it even more depressing. And I'm not saying that because I don't like John C. Reilly. I actually like John C. Reilly, but when he sings it, so, like, it makes it more depressing. But there's that. So, like I said, I will find some more articles. But let's go into the Screen Rant article, shall we? Let's go into the Screen Rant article. You'll all love this. Catwoman, Lonely City proves Gotham is safer without Batman. Catwoman, Lonely City takes an introspective look on a post-Batman Gotham. As Catwoman returns to Gotham, everything seems much better than it was. So glad I walked away from mainstream shit a long time ago. I'm just a Joker from Dark Knight at this point. Yeah, everything burns, pretty much. Variety. It's not about the money, it's about the misogyny. Grins, yeah. Tina says, hello there. Thank you so much, Tina. Hope you enjoy at least, like, the last little bits of news I'm going to be going over. And here's this from Screen Rant. So let's go into this. I don't think I need to say anything more about the title. So, this will contain spoilers. Hey, Sogi01. This will contain spoilers, so if you are at all wanting to read this and don't want to know any of the spoilers, turn away now. But if you don't care, let's dive into this, because this goes into some cringe. The newly released Catwoman Lonely City gives fans new ways of looking at Selina, Kyle, Batman, and Gotham City. The story takes place 10 years after an event known as Fool's Day. There is still much mystery surrounding what exactly happened, but Batman, Dick Grayson, and Alfred Pennyworth are all dead. Most importantly, everyone blames Selina for killing the Dark Knight. But Selina knows something is still unanswered when Batman's dying words are, "Bring me the Orpheus, save the city." Alright? Following so far? Yeah, I call bullshit on this. I've seen so many stories where Batman was missing from Gotham and crime got worse. Of course it's bullshit. It's where DC's heading. In Catwoman Lonely City by writer and artist Cliff Chiang, after leaving Blackgate Prison, Selina Kyle makes her way back to Gotham City. She sneaks into her old penthouse and wonders whether she should even be Catwoman anymore. Overall, Gotham security seems much better. The crime rate is down and the city is cleaner. Selina witnesses the new conditions of Gotham firsthand when she stops in a coffee store and pays with cash. The barista sarcastically asks her if she's a criminal because she's not using a card. So she ditches the coffee and heads to a bodega. As she enters the bodega, she catches a glimpse of the city's new mayor on TV, Two-Face. Following this so far? Yeah, because Batman didn't put an end to organized crime, police corruption, and Batman Year One. Yeah, that didn't happen at all, apparently. Nope. Pretty much nope. Mayor Dent and Selina eventually cross paths. Dent openly explains that to rehabilitate himself from the dangers of Two-Face, he has to embrace his imperfections. Curiously, Harvey's mental state improves only after Batman's death and after passing a law outlawing all masked heroes and villains. It causes readers to think if Batman or the Bat family ever did any good for Two-Face. Although Dent is famous for committing crimes as his monstrous persona, taking beatings from Batman can't improve his conditions. Harvey Dent is a good person with his heart set on helping the city. Batman often ignores this when he fights him. Of course, when the aggressive side of Two-Face unleashes, it proves hazardous for Gotham, but Lonely City asks the question, if Batman never existed, would Dent be able to heal after his accident? You can't make this shit up. It's the summer of love environment in Gotham. Yes, Oracle Techno Zero. Yeah. Nothing I love more than seeing the Rose Gallery having a good crygasm. Yep. This is the state of comics now, ladies and gentlemen. So here the panel. Good fucking God. They used to actually hire artists. Look at this. Look at these panels. And look at this one here. I don't know who this bitch is, but we wasted so much time dressing up and fighting, but after he died, Bruce's money did more for the city than all those years of punching, more programs, more housing, more cops, more good. Bruce was the biggest fucking philanthropist there was. He opened orphanages. He donated to the police. He donated to multiple organizations, and they're saying that he never did any of this shit? Fucking hell. Fuck off, Cliff. Look at this. Look at this. Is that supposed to be Penguin? Holy fucking shit. They're hiring Marvel artists. And that's a man, not a woman. It might as well fucking be. That's why people need non-binary descriptions. Look at that. The story proves that Two-Face needs support, not another challenge to provoke his dangerous side. A similar scenario reveals itself when Selina visits Oswald Cobblepot. Now going by Emperor Penguin, Cobblepot runs the new Iceberg Island casino. As Cobblepot survives in a post-Batman Gotham, he allegedly turns away from a life of crime. Penguin and Selina usually work well together, so Cobblepot offers to help rebuild her life. When she asks for a loan, Cobblepot sorrowfully refuses, saying he almost lost everything. Like with Two-Face, Penguin's future after Batman's career shows that Cobblepot needed anything but aggressive encounters with a man dressed up as a bat. Fucking burn. And just when readers think Batman only villains' lives, fucking learn to edit, you pieces of fucking shit. Selina visits Barbara Gordon, formerly Batgirl. Barbara is back in her wheelchair, suggesting that she never recovered from her paralyzation in this continuity. As of now, it seems Barbara is the only surviving member of the original Bat family. Even Barbara confesses to Selina that she believes working with the people of Gotham is better than running around on rooftops. Two-Face and Penguin are villains at the end of the day. There's a chance they still have secret, despicable motives. However, Oracle is one of Batman's most trusted allies. When even she implies Gotham might be better off without Batman, readers consider it a real possibility. Oh no, what have they done to the police chief, Gordon? Well, they're not writing about him, but to kind of answer your question, where was it? Sorry, jumped on me. Muhammad, Batman, Dick Grayson, and Alfred are dead. Batman is dead, and somehow that alters Two-Face and Penguin to the point where they're now just about upstanding citizens. My Mainstream Comics is dead, yeah. It needs to burn. Again, these guys need to watch the trial episode. Batman isn't responsible for these villains doing what they do. Criminals predate Batman. They created him. Fucking yes. I'm pretty fucking sure if Gotham wasn't already corrupt with organized crime and villains, and even like excluding what happened to Batman when he was a kid, he wouldn't have become Batman. Batman was born the day his parents died, and he was molded by what Gotham was and how corrupt it was. That's where Batman. That's how Batman was born. He didn't just decide to put on a suit one day and go punch some people who were doing bad things. No. He wanted to actually clean up the city, a city that he loved and wanted to see get better, a city that his father, another fucking big philanthropist, helped or tried to help with his own money. They're saying it's better off without Batman. I can't wait to until they explain the Joker now. Did he hang up his life of crime just because Batman is gone? Yeah. And Joker's the most batshit crazy of them all. When Bruce Wayne became Batman, Gotham was corrupt to the core. But there may have been a point when his war on crime became pure indulgence. Yep. Despite vigilantism's eradication only helping Gotham City and Catwoman lonely City thus far, Selina still believes something isn't right. She still trusts Batman, choosing to pick up where he had left off and find what Orpheus means. So, to play devil's advocate for just a little bit, there could be a twist. However, it is DC Comics right now, and I don't fucking trust them at all. Raven says, if only Bruce Wayne had reacted to his parents' murder with complete apathy. Yeah. Pretty much, people. Pretty fucking much. There it is. Oh, here's a piece of cringe. I've read about this. Well, let's go into this other article from Bounty Hunter Comics. But yeah, but there it is, folks. Basically, opening with that question of like, not only would Gotham be better off without Batman, but like to say that Two-Face would give up a life of crime, Penguin would give up a life of crime, Joker would all of a sudden become sane, or anything like that. Like any one of these Rogues Gallery villains are going to all of a sudden become boy and Girl Scouts is fucking retarded. No, it's not. Batman does what he does purely out of altruism. Yes, he's the most philanthropic. He's the biggest philanthropist, the most altruistic hero. He uses some of his money for his gadgets because, let's face it, he needs to create technology to fight the crime. But then he also turns around as Bruce Wayne and tries to better the city by donating to the police, as corrupt as they can be, donating to the police, building orphanages, hospitals, schools. And yet, they're saying, nope. Him being dead was the point where the tide turns. Catwoman keeps all of them in line. Giving blowies on the side is the only way, yeah. Yeah, but there it is. There it is, folks. So, look at this piece of crazy. I forgot about this. So let me stop sharing my screen here. And share this. I don't know if any of you have seen this. But here's a little bit, not pop culture crazy, but just out batshit crazy. Alright. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actress Janet Hubert goes full blue anon, speculates Trumpers gave Alec Baldwin loaded gun on set of Rust. Yeah, he'd become a normal circus clown. Yep. My mom told me about this, and I was like, that can't be true. That can't be true. But apparently it is. So let's go into this, shall we? And isn't this the actress that Will Smith had, like, that she and Will Smith didn't like each other, and that's why they brought in another actress to play Aunt Viv? I'm kind of seeing. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm necessarily siding with Will Smith, but I've seen some of the shit she said recently, and I'm like, I can understand why. She is batshit crazy, and here's more proof. Here's more proof. Actress Janet Hubert, perhaps best known for her role as Aunt Viv in hit 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, believes that Trumpers are to blame for handing Alec Baldwin the loaded gun, which recently ended the life of director of photography Helena Hutchins on the set of the film Rust. Oh, those damn Trumpers. What is that thing? A man in a wig? Might as well be. Hey, Delora, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, yeah. Lay off that crack. Yeah, Will was right. Yeah. Am I crazy? Yes, you are. End of article. Yes, you are. No more needs said, but let's see what else. Let's see what more she said. But my first thought was Baldwin was given this gun on purpose from someone to get back at him for his Trump impersonations. The actress unfoundedly proposed to her followers on Twitter. I have never seen prop guns sitting out on set ever. Then to photograph his pain and give it to the press? So very heartless. Trumpers. You are crazy. You're batshit crazy. You are literally batshit crazy. Will was right. As Trey says, Will was fucking right. Hey, Ragfear becomes a new member, channel member. Thank you so much, Ragfear. Good to see you. Oh, Grandma got out of the nursing home again. Yeah, I'm like, Grandma forgot to take her meds. Fucking hell. And she has the gif of Sheldon going, it's a possibility. To the shock of no one with at least a bit of sense, Hubert's tweet was not very well received by other users, many of whom were quick to call her out for making such a bold and baseless accusation regarding the tragic event that not only killed Hutchins, but also injured Rust director Joel Souza. I think that's a bit far-fetched, also like saying you're an actress, reviewed Chrissy C1124. You haven't seen prop guns sitting on set ever. How many sets have you been on? 1? Maybe 2? Stop trying to stay relevant. That's a little hit below the belt. I like it. So there it is. Another user, Talk to Jomad, brought up the fact that there had already been reports of misfires on the set of Rust a few days prior to Baldwin's accident, as well as the fact that this was not the first time Baldwin had handled guns on a movie set. Seriously, there were prior misfires on sets and apparently nothing was done to improve safety, she wrote. An inexperienced armorer, AD fired, assistant director fired from prior gig for unexpected gun discharge. Crew taking guns off set to target shoot. Not Alex's first time handling a gun. Wake up. There it is. Trumper, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you kids. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's how it is. Twitter user Mushu Shrimp, I love that handle, Mushu Shrimp, cheekily asserted, it's still safer on the set of Rust than in any Democrat-controlled U.S. city. Boom. There it is. He just dropped a bomb with that one. that is base as fuck. Sebastopol Slim noted, if someone puts a gun in your hand, it's loaded until you prove that it isn't, adding that it's your responsibility to make sure the gun you've been handed is safe to use. Loaded or not, never point a weapon at someone unless you intend to use it. Your responsibility, he added. P.S. There's no reason to use real guns for props. None. Cough, Chicago. I call it Chirac. Or even my state, yeah. But that is gun safety 101. Never assume a gun is unloaded. No matter what the person says who's handing it to you, always check. And like I said, Alec Baldwin has been on plenty of sets where he should know this. Is she in the same nursing home as President Brandon? Yeah, she might as well be. User Junicus Publius also pointed to the basic rule of gun safety, stating anyone handling a gun on the set should have passed gun safety training before being allowed to touch one. Anyone handed a gun should personally check it for unloaded. Basically, make sure it's unloaded. You never point a real gun at anyone, even if you think it's empty. No, it's like the user above. If you are, don't point a gun at anything unless you are intending to use it on said target. Now, I use target generally speaking. If you're not intending to shoot said targets, you point the gun down. If I had a handgun here, I would show you. But what I do is you never put your finger on the trigger. You always put your trigger finger to the side of the gun. So you're still holding the gun balanced, but you can like move it to the trigger if necessary, real fast, like this. That's how you're supposed to handle a gun. If you're intending to use it. However, if you're not intending to use it, you point it down, you release the clip, you cock it back to make sure there's no round in the chamber, and then you handle it however, because you know now it definitely is unloaded. Yeah, outside the trigger guard. That's how you put it. You put your finger outside the trigger guard, but it's still close enough that you can get to do the trigger quickly if you need to. And like I said, drop the clip, cock it back, make sure there's no round in the chamber, because one of my favorite groups is a group that my dad used to listen to when he was growing up. It's still one of his favorite groups is Chicago. Love Chicago. I listen to classic rock. Love Chicago. And Terry Kath, unfortunately, that's how he died. He was cleaning one of his guns. And he's had guns, so he should know basic gun safety. But he assumed, because there was no mag or clip or whatever gun he was cleaning, that it was empty, that there was no round in the chamber. Well, unfortunately, there was. Unfortunately, there was, and that is basic gun safety 101. Don't assume it's unloaded. So, and that like so tragically, that's how he passed away. He was cleaning one of his guns. He pointed it towards himself because he was like cleaning the barrel or whatever, and it went off. Don't assume it's unloaded. Had Alec hired professionals instead of amateurs, this wouldn't have happened, declared Memonkey. Follow the basic rules of weapon handling. Treat every weapon as if it's loaded. This wouldn't have happened. Taken a single gun safety class. This wouldn't have happened. Pretty much. Alluding to an incident from last week involving a Hollywood cameraman who threatened Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz, JDC Brand wrote, "Nice long shot conspiracy, but reality is this," including a screenshot of the news as published by Breitbart. Hollywood camera operator arrested for allegedly threatening to kill Representative Matt Gaetz. Yeah. Terror on the Prairie actor Nick Searcy retweeted Hubert's original tweet and added, "Democrats are insane, literally." This makes me want to support the movie. Brandon Lee is another example. Yes, it was like one of those very tragic incidents where there was a round like lodged in the chamber and it went off and hit him. So, like I said, never treat a gun as if it's unloaded. Assume it is. Assume it is until it is proven otherwise. In a follow-up tweet, Searcy pointed out that this conspiracy is implausible for one simple fact. Baldwin wouldn't really hire a Trump supporter to work with them. There it is. I know people were going to go see this movie because to support Gina Carano, but I'm going to see it for Nick Searcy because, there it is. Boom. Alec Baldwin would never hire a Trump supporter. There it is. I believe that. Because Alec Baldwin's a hypocrite. Former Survivor Cow Wrong star Anna Kate simply encouraged Hubert to lay off the crack. There he is. There it is, Trey. Woman after your own heart. Just lay off the crack. It's like cocaine is a hell of a drug. The investigation by authorities at Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department is currently ongoing. As of writing, no charges have been filed against Baldwin for the killing of Hutchins. So basically, this goes into the details that people already know, and so forth. So yeah. Will was right. This woman is batshit insane. Yeah, Alec Baldwin was a Film Actors Guild member. Yeah, exactly what I thought. Baldwin would sniff him. Basically, anyone that didn't share his opinions. Yeah. This woman is batshit insane. So, let's see what else I can find, folks. So I like hanging out with you guys. Let's see what anything else I can find. Let me see what is in this section. Let's see. Let's see. There's some good ones in the comics. Alright, I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the chat. Should I bring up this Screen Rant article which covers a Star Wars comic? Because it is full-blown retarded just based on the title. You tell me I'm not batshit. Thank you, folks. Thank you, especially on Tuesdays. Yep, do it. All right, I'll risk Rhino's senses going off, but let's go into this because this is holy fucking shit. You know, again, I don't really care, but here you go, folks. Star Wars confirms Leia was working with Darth Maul's Crimson Dawn. Star Wars Comics has confirmed Princess Leia struck the most unlikely alliance with Darth Maul's Crimson Dawn, led by Han's old ex, Kira. Alright. So let's go into this. Rhino's eyes have just popped open, yeah. Like he was finishing his wine down and what? I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Pretty sure that's what's gonna happen, probably lurking. Hey, good to see you, Michelle. Good to see you. Yeah, Darth Maul's Crimson Dawn, yeah. Oh, you have news? What's up? Well, let me go into this real fast. Alright. Tie-in comics to Star Wars have revealed that Princess Leia struck a deal with Darth Maul's Crimson Dawn. When George Lucas called the original Star Wars movie A New Hope, he wasn't just referring to Luke Skywalker. Yeah, he kind of was. Because we didn't find out that they were related until Empire Strikes Back. So Luke is the fucking New Hope. Had your doctor's appointment today. They did an ultrasound. Looks like my daughter will be sooner. Oh, cool. Keep us up to date, Michelle, because looking forward to hearing you'll be going to the hospital in December. Ooh, we're going to do labor. So keep us up to date, Michelle. Keep us up to date, because it'd be nice, I think, little girl born in December, Christmas month. So. He was also referring to the young senator from Alderaan became a symbol of the rebellion, unflinching even after the destruction of her home world. Comics have already revealed that the Empire understood her importance, and after the events of The Empire Strikes Back, they attempted to break Leia's hope. But there is, of course, a crucial difference between the roles played by Luke and Leia. Luke was a Jedi devoted to the light side of the Force, and for him, the battle was deeply personal. In contrast, Leia was a politician and military leader who was fighting to overthrow a corrupt system. Both spoke hope in the Rebel Alliance in their own different ways, inspiring countless acts of heroism, blah, blah, blah. Leia's role meant that there were many occasions where she had to make morally dubious decisions, one that Luke would flinch from. Charles Soule and Ramon Rosana's Star Wars 18 is a case in point. In the aftermath of the War of the Bounty Hunters, Lady Kira, leader of the Crimson Dawn, the organization Darth Maul founded to help bring down the Empire, approaches her with an offer. She reveals Han Solo is still alive, his carbonite frozen body transported to Jabba the Hutt in fulfillment of Boba Fett's mission. So we have Kira to thank for that. It is normal. I mean, I don't have any children myself, Michelle, but it's still it's normal to feel a little scared because you're put especially when like the child is being born a month early and you are pushing another life out of you. So it is normal to feel scared, but however, like, you know, trust that the doctors will make sure that everything goes well and that your child is healthy and like we'll get through the process. I don't want to say painlessly, but, you know, as with little pain as possible. So basically, but we'll be here. We'll be here. So if you need any words of encouragement, everybody in the chat, myself, let us know. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's a full-time job sometimes. So, but at the same time, it's like, what, Lady Kira is the one that had, like, is telling you, like, they, not fucking hell. What the fuck ever. Star Wars is dead. This is proof. I've started work on my own comic book. It's what we're going to have to do. They keep giving us this mindless dribble. Yep, pretty much. In return for the information, Kira offers the help of Crimson Dawn in bringing down the Empire. I can be useful to the Alliance in many ways, and you need all the help you can get. The issue's end makes it clear Leia has reluctantly accepted the Alliance. It's alright. Princess Leia doesn't know the history of Crimson Dawn. She has no idea Darth Maul formed them as a weapon to get close to the Empire and bring them down, and Lady Kira seems to have chosen to continue the mission. What's more, Kira knows more about the Empire than the rebels do. She's well aware the Emperor is in fact a Sith Lord, the one who engineered the Clone Wars and brought down the Republic. How? Well, I mean, like, I'm assuming Darth Maul told her, but at the same time, it's like she never. I did watch Solo. God fucking help me, I did watch that movie. Why would that information have been like pertinent? So she knows everything. Yeah, she knows. Like, what? Yeah, she didn't shit on Luke's legacy. You got shit on Leia's too. Yeah. Okay. And she's gathered weapons that mean even the Sith would be wise to fear Crimson Dawn, dark side relics even Palpatine doesn't seem to know exist. Leia's decision to ally with Crimson Dawn was logical, but ironically, it's the kind of compromise that meant she could never be the one to finally end the Emperor's reign. Palpatine could never be defeated by the likes of Crimson Dawn because they were attempting to use the dark side against the one who considered himself its master. In contrast to Leia's willingness to work with Darth Maul's Crimson Dawn, it would be Luke Skywalker's redemptive love, the purest manifestation of the light side that brought the Star Wars original trilogy to an end. The same Luke Skywalker who wanted to kill his nephew in his sleep because he was having a bad dream. So where the fuck was she in Rebels? Yeah. Where the fuck were you, Kira? If you were that fucking important, where were you? This is them going back and inserting shit and then having to redo other shit to make the shit they changed work. Yeah, don't bother to actually tell the rebels. Just tell Leia. So there it is. There's that. Fucking hell. Let's see what more Screen Rant has. Because That was fucking retarded. Let's see. There was a Superman one that someone shared a screenshot of. Figured we'd go through that one. You know what? Hold on, let me see what's on the gamer. No, I trust them to be retarded. There's so much retarded shit. Tell you my VP is on fire tonight. Thank you so much, Abu Nas. Retro meta shit, yeah. It's the fall of Kathleen Kennedy. Even if she were to leave now, nothing would change. Nothing would change. Comic Talk with Pops Van Sant. Hey, yo, good to see you, comics. I'm looking for one more article to cover, and then I'm going to start wrapping it up because have been going for over an hour and a half by myself with you all fucking awesome people in the chat. But I want to find one more to cover. Me see, because I know there was some other retarded shit. On Screen Rant. Let's go into this one. It's not comics. It's again Eternals. Surprise, fucking surprise. Eternals finally fixes Disney's huge LGBTQ plus problem. Disney has been criticized for its lacking or poor LGBTQ plus representation. Eternals finally suggests that they might be headed in the right direction. Oh, really, Screen Rant? Really? Yeah, you're gonna watch me go nuts on this. Yeah. So. Yay, finally, even though Disney bought Marvel and Marvel, like DC, has already had plenty of fucking LGBTQ plus representation in the comics that they could have just plucked and put into a movie. But no, they have to change the sexuality of a character that wasn't gay in the comics. Burn it with napalm. I would fucking love to. You missed my earlier part, Comic Talk, when I said this shit needs to burn to the ground. That kiss was so awkward and forced in the film. Well, let's get into this, shall we? I have no doubt it's fucking forced. Oh yeah, there's this hubby in the background, and their adopted child is somehow biracial. All right, moving on. The MCU's Eternals goes a long way to fixing Disney and Marvel's long-standing problems when it comes to LGBTQ plus representation in their movies. The initial conversations around it seemed promising. Production members often talked about the inclusion of Phastos, played by Brian Tyree Henry, as the MCU's first openly gay superhero, well before the release, even though Phastos wasn't fucking gay in the comics. However, Disney's history with promising true LGBTQ plus representation but offering only queer baiting or hints kept many from being too optimistic about the portrayal. And also, ironically enough, have now the movie's now been banned in Middle Eastern countries because of this. I'm not saying I side with the Middle Eastern countries because knowing their history, I'm not saying that to side with them, but at the same time, I'm like, surprise, fucking surprise. Yeah. I mean, like you knew they were a couple, and like it didn't matter because it wasn't like it wasn't in your face. It wasn't in your face. Yeah, Mystique is bisexual. Yeah, I'm saying they have characters that have been introduced and introduced storylines, character arcs, and so forth who would fit that representation you're looking for. But for some reason, not for some reason, they are fucking fully retarded enough that they don't have the creativity to work with those characters, so they had to take existing characters and change them. If her name broke, don't fix it. As I was saying earlier, these people, Marvel, DC, all these franchises would not be. They're not exactly hurting for money, but at the same time, this movie, granted, it needed to be better because I'm hearing it's fucking boring from people. But if it were good and they actually adapted the source material and said "fuck you" to the people who wanted pandering, it would have made bank at the box office. And right now, I don't even think it's going to make even. I don't even think it's going to break even. At this point, I don't think it's going to break even. Not the rate it's going. Like, how's that working out for you? How's that pandering working out for you? Yeah, they're going to be hurting for money if they keep it up in a few years. They're definitely going to be hurting for money. I've never cared for who my heroes ran through their bedroom. There's porn up for that. Yeah, pretty much. It didn't. Like I said, like we knew about their sexuality, but it wasn't a selling point. It wasn't anything like that. It was more like Batwoman. Batwoman is a superhero, a badass superhero who happens to be a lesbian. It wasn't the selling point of her character. But it didn't matter. In the run-up to its release, Marvel's Eternals was that target of a review bomb on IMDb. Well, actually, the article I went into last night on my Cringe Factory stream showed that most of the review bombing were 10 out of 10s. But they're not going to say that, are they? Well before its release, hundreds of one-star reviews tanked the movie's ratings before more than a few critics and early screeners were able to see Eternals. The vast majority of these reviews targeted the fact that Eternals features a same-sex kiss between Phastos and his husband, Ben, played by Haz Slayman. Like I said, yes, there were several hundred ones, but the 10 out of 10s just about doubled that, or nearly doubled that. So it was review bombed on both ends. But they're not going to say that. They're not going to tell you that. Disney and the MCU's history of LGBTQ plus representation have been getting steadily more attention over the last couple of decades. From where? Yeah, Rule 34. Where? Like, where was this attention? Like, where were these people clamoring for more representation these past 20 years? Where have they been? Like, point them out to me. Hey, you got your laptop to work. But gotta love technology. I mean, I've been like paying attention to shit like this for past 20 years, not to say my age. Never saw this clamoring. Tumblr, maybe. BuzzFeed, maybe. I mean, but there was no clamoring. There was no clamoring. And steadily drawing more attention of. Here's exactly what that problem looks like and how Eternals goes a long way towards suggesting that they might finally be serious about addressing it. It was never a fucking problem. Never a fucking problem because, like I said, there have been LGBTQ plus characters in the comics all fucking ready. It was never a problem. because it was also never the selling point of their characters. But now it has to be the selling point. Yeah, it's about identity politics now. That's where the clamoring comes from, the identity politics crowd. Even more importantly, here's what Disney and Marvel need to do, be better, Disney and Marvel, to do going forward to keep improving their LGBTQ plus representation on screen. And why? Because it's never fucking enough with these people. It's never enough. Yeah. People don't fucking care who the characters are banging between the sheets. They don't care. When you read a comic book about superheroes, you want to see the superhero beat the shit out of the bad guy. That's it. Disney has long been criticized for not including LGBTQ plus characters in their movies. No, they haven't. Define this long been criticized. And the content produced by their subsidiaries like Pixar, purchased in 2006, and Marvel, purchased in 2009. No. Never. Never. Karen Torres, Never. Never was an issue until within the past, pretty much since Trump was elected. So basically the past 5 years. Never a fucking issue. Never. Until Trump derangement syndrome hit these people like a ton of bricks. Now everything's about Trump, even though Trump's no longer in office. And now you have to prostrate yourselves towards this vocal minority. No one has cared up to this point. Let's point. No rational person has cared up to this point. None. Despite the huge amount of material that Disney has created, the amount of LGBTQ plus representation in it is vanishingly small and largely contained to television. That has slowly started to change in more recent years as they have been put under greater pressure to provide better representation. Suck the dick, bigot. However, when queer characters have been included in their content, it is often in blink and you'll miss it moments, which has led to extensive accusations of Disney queerbaiting its audiences. Notable occurrences are the brief mention that a female character is married to a woman in Onward. Very fucking brief. Didn't really need it, but again, very brief. Wasn't as in your face as people wanted to make it out to be prior to the release of Onward. Didn't matter to the plot. It was literally like this article says, a blink and you miss it. Line. Okay, see you later, Darth Aster. It was literally blink and you miss it line. Didn't matter, like I said, didn't matter to the plot. Didn't affect anything at all. But people were making a big deal of it prior to the release, just to have that. She has a girlfriend, or she has she's a lesbian. Who cares? Blue-eyed Scorpio, Mara queer baits me into watching her streams. Hey, Blue-eyed Scorpio. A cameo appearance from Joe Russo in Avengers Endgame as a gay man and a support group, and an acknowledgement of Loki's non-cishet gender and sexuality in brief moments of Loki. Anybody who knew the character Loki knew that he's... First off, stop fucking using cishet. But we knew that, about his sexuality. We knew about Loki's sexuality. So it wasn't exactly a big fucking revelation in the show. The lack of LGBTQ plus representation in Disney and Marvel is a real problem, as it is extremely important for these marginalized communities to see themselves represented on screen, because all they are is what their skin color is. That's all they fucking are to these people. That's why they need to see themselves on screen. You're black, you need to see a black character. That's what they say. If you're gay, you need to see a gay character. You're a woman, you need to see a female character. That's what these people see. Yeah. That's all these people are to these corporations. Skin deep qualities, superficiality. That's all. You call me sis, I'll break out the Film Actors Guild, yeah. The representation helps them to feel more accepted by a society that can too often platform anti-LGBTQ voices, and also helps others to understand that these identities are entirely normal and should be embraced, not shunned. To all those who fit this mold in the chat, do you feel accepted by society? Did you never feel accepted by society until Disney, until the House of Mouse gave you a character that looked like you? Did you not feel accepted by society? Because that's what this article is implying. That you were never accepted by society until the rat gave you a character that looked like you on screen. Trey is saying society accepted him since he was born. Sunny Brave Megatron says, what society? Well, human society. I don't know what it's like on Cybertron, but human society. There it is. Fucking hell. Disney has previously gone a step beyond not including openly LGBTQ plus characters and relationships by pushing back against fans' queer reads of stories. When a story is not explicitly LGBTQ plus, but queer viewers are able to see an analogous version of their own narratives. Basically fucking headcanon. Literally, that's what it is. Headcanon. The most recent occurrences of this have been with Disney Pixar's Luca, where director Enrico Casarosa initially pushed back against those who felt that Luca served as a gay or trans allegory, and with Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when Anthony Mackie complained about fans being excited by the idea that Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes gave off queer vibes. Yeah, basically those two instances saying fuck your headcanon, that's not what is in this movie or this show. Those people that don't understand the hero with 1,000 faces, they are self-centered people. Yeah. There's still no furry, so Lyndon hasn't been accepted yet. No, he hasn't. Don't see any robot representation. Nope. Michelle says, I'm Irish and Norwegian, born in Ireland and Norway, immigrated to America when I was 13 years old, never cared about skin color or sexuality. Nope. Trey says, I've been reviewing Jet Li movies this past month. I don't need representation. Nope. I don't think much has changed acceptance-wise, but more kids thinking they're a different sexuality than they really are because of brainwashing. Yeah. That's why there's 72 different genders right now. A common explanation for Disney eschewing the portrayal of LGBTQ plus representation in its movies comes from the fact that the studio receives a large quantity of its revenue from Chinese markets. Imagine my shock. China regularly censors any LGBTQ plus depictions from movies and has previously entirely banned movies from being shown in the countries because of LGBTQ plus content. However, calls have grown louder for Disney to stand up for values rather than money, especially as their monopoly in the market has continued to grow. Their choices in the Eternals around LGBTQ plus representation suggest that they might finally be moving in that direction. Several countries in the Middle East have now banned Eternals after they requested edits to be made to the theatrical cuts to erase the LGBTQ plus representation and gay kiss, but Disney stood by it and declined to make the edits. So at least there's that. To at least give Disney that little bit of kudos. They actually stood their ground in that regard, but at the same time, like someone pointed out earlier, the kiss was forced and cringe. But felt they had to be in it. There are a lot of ways that LGBTQ plus story, can fail its audience. Two of the most common issues are that the characters can be unimportant background figures, suggesting that the stories of the cishet characters are more important. I fucking hate the term cishet. Or queer characters are defined by their sexuality, shown as stereotypes rather than fully rounded characters. That's what literally Disney is giving you. But you're saying that's a negative. So which do you fucking want? This is essentially what Disney's giving you. They are altering the sexualities of existing characters to pander to you. So essentially they are using them as stereotypes. But you're saying that's a negative, but you want fucking more of that. So what is it? You want more queer representation, but that's what you're going to get from these people because they don't fucking care. The title character is important. Yes, I don't care if the title character is straight or gay. They are the most important. And if the gay character is a supporting character and it's in the background, sorry, my focus is on the main character because that's who I'm supposed to root for. Yeah, they want it all, and if they got it, they want more. Pretty fucking much. Eternals truly gets its LGBTQ plus representation right with Phastos. Again, that character's not gay in the comics. He's an alien. The portrayal of the gay relationship between Phastos and his husband Ben is unabashed and wholesome, as the two are shown to love each other and to care clearly, dearly for their son Jack. The scenes with the two are given as much, if not more, weighting than any of the other relationships in Eternals, and the movie was able to make good on early promises from the studio that Phastos' sexuality would simply be a part of his character and not a defining feature. You made it a defining feature when you changed the sexuality of the character. That's literally what you made it a defining feature by making that, changing that about the character. The fact that Phastos is in a relationship with another man is less important to the plot of Eternals than the fact that he is in love with a human. Both he and Cersei are in romantic relationships with humans during the movie, and the biggest concern any of the Eternals express about these relationships is that the humans will die one day while the Eternals go on living forever. The only questions that are raised by the Eternals about Phastos' relationship are not in regard to his sexuality, but instead related to the fact that he had previously given up on humanity entirely. Eternals is the perfect movie to have included the first openly gay superhero. You could have had that. You could have had that with Mystique in the X-Men films. I mean, you could have that with Mystique because she is bisexual. You could have had that. You fucking made Iceman gay in the comics. You could have waited until you made an X-People movie to have that. That like what you did in the comics. But no, this is the perfect movie. Aside from the fact that it took 13 years and over 20 movies in the MCU for it to arrive, the whole movie is structured around the ideas of different types of love. What does that have to do with the Eternals? This opened the door for another piece of LGBTQ plus representation that is quietly included in the movie, but has not been talked about nearly as much. Thena and Gilgamesh appear to be in a aromantic and or asexual relationship, as the two express a deep and abiding love and care for each other, but are not shown to have any physical or explicitly romantic expressions of love. Aromantic is not a fucking word. This is particularly appropriate for Athena, as the character draws on the Greek goddess Athena, who was famously a virgin goddess and eschewed sexual advances. Aromantic is not a word. It is. It's made up by pseudo-intellectuals to make themselves feel important and smart, when in reality they are stupid. Eternals goes all in on its LGBTQ plus representation, by also including a character that is not explicitly LGBTQ plus, but is easily left open for a queer read. Thank you. Easily left open for the fucking headcanon these stupid assholes want to do, and that is the Eternal Sprite, who dislikes and resents humans for what they have, dresses androgynously, and is distressed by the fact that she is stuck in the body of a child. Sprite in the comics was a boy. Yeah, isn't that just asexual? Yeah. I love how these articles think cinema starts and ends with whatever happened in the time span of the MCU films. Yeah. The Eternals are actually bad because they gave that kid a knife and it started the eternal war on Earth. North Star is gay and I wouldn't mind a movie. Yep. Sprite in the comics is a boy. And they cast a girl and fucking made her androgynous. I feel so bad for that child actress. I always order a Sprite when I get nuggets. I like Sprite. I drink Sprite. Well, when I drink soda, I generally drink Sprite or Cherry Coke. So, throughout the movie, she expresses the feeling that her body is not right for her identity and experiences a form of dysphoria over it. Fucking hell. It's because she's in the body of a child. That's why. It's like Sprite looks like a child, but Sprite is like with the Eternals, an alien who's immortal. There's nothing dysphoric about it. Her narrative speaks to the trans experience in a way that Marvel has not done before, whether intentionally or not. However, Kieran Gillen's recent Eternals comics run indicates that Sprite may be trans or gender fluid, lending credence to the idea that the trans experience parallels in the movie are intentional. This article is way too fucking long. Okay, 2 more paragraphs. Well, yep. They're taking a child-looking character and making that the trans representation. Are you fucking kidding me? This is why it's indoctrination. It's literally indoctrination right there, if that's the case in this movie. We never interfere with human evolution. Here's a better knife. Up. Yes. Yep. You're a Dr. Pepper guy? Yeah, I like Dr. Pepper too. And root beer as well. Eternals' LGBTQ plus representation from Phastos and Ben, Theta and Gilgamesh and Sprite's narrative marks a huge step toward Disney and Marvel. However, Eternals currently stands out as being against the norm for the studios, and they still have a long way to go. This sort of representation needs to become more common and more expressive of the range of experiences in the community. I can't keep saying LGBTQ plus. I'm losing my voice just saying this shit. Gay and lesbian relationships between cis people are the most commonly represented part of the community, so it is no surprise that Phastos' relationship was the first major win for the MCU. And there was much rejoicing. Going forward, Disney and Marvel need to show a broader range of identities. There it is. Especially as recent studies have shown, more and more of the Gen Z identifies as non-binary or queer in some way. We are fucked as a race. While Eternals' portrayal of these characters as having LGBTQ plus identities that are fully embraced by everyone else in the movie is important, it is also only one facet of the representation that Disney and Marvel need to strive for. Never enough for these fuckers. To avoid portraying LGBTQ plus experiences disingenuously going forward, that's what you're going to fucking get. You're going to get the pandering, and that may lead to stereotyping, and that leads to disingenuously going forward. They need to acknowledge the struggles that are faced by the community and wider society. Those stories must be told delicately and avoid having characters entirely defined by the trauma that the world inflicts on them. Yes, the world is such a fucking evil place. Oh my fucking god. To do this effectively in the MCU beyond Eternals, Marvel needs to ensure that they focus on having those stories told by those who have experienced them and work to hire more of these actors, because that's the box they have to fucking check. If there's a gay character, the person has to be gay. So let me say that. So let me say actors, writers, and directors. Okay, so if you want to hire more of the LGBTQ plus actors, is he gay in real life? Because if he's not gay in real life, he just usurped the role from a gay actor. Is the actor who played his husband gay in real life? If not, he just usurped the role from a gay actor. This article is done, Joshy, so thank fucking God. But like I said, is he gay in real life? Because if he isn't homosexual in real life, If the actor who's playing his husband isn't gay in real life, they just stole the roles from gay actors. Based on that reasoning alone. Based on the reasoning of the SJW identity politics crowd, you have to play the part. Like if it's a gay role, it has to be played by a gay person. If it's a lesbian role, it has to be played by a genuine lesbian. So I'm actually going to look that up. Because based on that reasoning, he should be gay in real life. All right. According to this wiki article, let's see. They want to know whether he's gay in real life. I know this article said that he's not. It says, moreover, a lot of rumors are being surfaced about Brian Tyree Henry being gay, which actually he isn't. Despite all those rumors, the actor is straight and not gay. That's what this article says. So let's see if there's another one. Let's see. Well, this article doesn't say. So basically, he hasn't been necessarily clear about his sexuality, but then it shouldn't really fucking matter. But it matters to these people because they're the ones who are saying that in order to play a gay character, you have to be gay in real life. She was tired from her trip. So she's going to handle next week's because I won't be able to do next week. Let's see. Yeah, he looks gay. Yeah. So, like, one article says he isn't. Another one says that there's, like, he hasn't been open about it. But there's that. And, what's the actor who played his, husband's name? How do you spell his name? God, this article's long. Haz Slayman. Let's look him up, see if there's anything about him. Okay, he is gay. All right. According to the one article I found, he did come out of the closet, so he is homosexual. So that way he won't get raked over the coals. But Brian Tyree Green, I mean, you're supposed to be gay to play a gay character, so if he isn't, he just usurped the role. Just saying, based on these idiots' logic. Yeah, remember when the MCU had Ed Norton and none of this shit was happening? Yep. Man, bear, pig, yeah. Actually, carry on. Well, I'm going to be wrapping up because I actually this article was longer than I expected, so now I actually went the full 2 hours. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. But thank you to everyone for hanging out with me. We fall back this weekend, so technically this would technically be 11 p.m. my time, but it still shows at midnight, so it showed when he had to kiss that guy. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, but thank you all for hanging out with me during the stream. It was a long article. It was a lot of cringe, a lot of what the fucks, but that's pop culture now. That's pop culture. So, thank you to everyone for stopping by, swinging by, and participating in the chat. Yeah, I know. But I didn't realize it was as long as it was. I wanted to end with it, and I thought, it's going to only be like 10 minutes and ended up being close to half an hour. So, because it was so fucking stupid. But next Saturday, I won't be able to do Talk Nerdy to Us. So, it'll be up to Steph to do it on her channel and go through more pop culture cringe and so forth. But tomorrow you can find me on Mark the Cyborg's channel. We will be discussing the first 3 episodes of season 2 of Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. At unless anything changes, it's normally at 7 p.m. Eastern. So look for that. And then, since I won't be able to stream on Twitch next Thursday, that's when I normally stream Resident Evil 7. Because my brother just asked my sister and me if we would babysit my niece that evening. What I think I might do is, I know you will all be so disappointed, but what I might do is stream Resident Evil 7 on Monday. Just because, now, yes, you all know I don't like playing Mario Kart. Never have. I got it to play with Steph. But I don't want to take a long break from Resident Evil 7 because it's more of a story-based game, and I don't want to go back to playing it a week from this coming Thursday wondering where the hell I left off. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about streaming Resident Evil 7 Monday, and then going to the kind of normal stream schedule on Tuesday with Splitgate, which I play with Sunny Brave Megatron, Gaming or What joins, Joshy joins sometimes, Metalon wants to join next week, Drew That Games has it, and so forth. So for Tacos and Teabag Tuesdays in Splitgate. I love my niece. I love her to death. Wednesday will be my class, so no stream, and then Thursday I have to babysit, and then I won't be able to do Cringe Factory. So what I might have to do is either an early stream Friday or get a video out Friday, because my schedule won't allow me to do the streams Friday or Saturday. So that will be my schedule next week. And yeah, we need to get Lethal to join us on Tuesdays. And with the fallback for North America, he will be 15 and a half hours ahead. So it would be 11:30 a.m. his time. He should be able to do it. But yeah. But like, it is what it is if he can't. So I'm not going to push him to do it. But yeah, it would be nice if he's able to join us from time to time. But there it is. So that will be my schedule along with whatever videos I'm able to drop during the week. So no Mario Kart. Yeah, Trey's cool with it. He's like, fuck Mario Kart, it's socialism. No Mario Kart on Monday. It will be Resident Evil 7, picking it up where I left off, and that is dealing with the wrong turn brother after whacking Jack and squishing the Arachnicont, pretty much. So, good night, everyone. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a good rest of your evening. If you're behind me, have a good rest of your day if you're ahead of me. And I will see you all tomorrow and some point this coming week. So take care and good night, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.